today I'm going to be talking about bivvy bags, which different types there are and when I would use each one. So first of all, why would you need a bivvy bag? So usually if I'm using them, it's when I'm tarp camping, with the exclusion of the one at the end. You're in a tarp, you can still get splash from the floor and you can still get rain come in. And obviously there's always a chance the tarp could go down, so you need protection. If the worst was to happen, it's just good to have one. I also use them sometimes inside a tent if I'm tent camping, just to protect the sleeping bag, especially at the foot end. If your sleeping bag touches the inner of the tent and that touches the wall, you can get the water come through and you'll get condensation. So yeah, these are the different types of bivvy bags I've got. This one's the Snugpak Special Forces bivvy. I've got the British Army Gore-Tex bivvy, and over there is the OEX Salamanda, which is a hoop bivvy. So I'll just go over them and show you the differences and like the weights and stuff like that and when I use them. So first of all, this Snugpak Special Forces bivvy. Now this is the lightest one of all of them. It's not going to be as breathable or durable as the Gore-Tex one, but the benefits you're saving with this one is it's light enough. So this I'll use a lot as a sleeping bag protector, and sometimes when I'm tarp camping just to keep the weight down. It's not quite as big as the Army one, so it is a bit tighter, but the weight saving is really good. I'd put this one as the least protection. Mainly it is waterproof, but obviously with this one and that one, if you was outside without a tarp, it will wet through eventually. So going on to the Army Gore-Tex one. So this one, very similar use cases to that one. This one's just a bit more durable. If I had to, I'd be happy to lie down on a woodland floor in this, and you know you're still going to have some protection. As for this one, sticks and stuff might poke through it and then you're going to get wet, whereas this one, they're really, really strong. It's also massive, so you could even get inside it and put your bag at the foot end. There's that much room in there, and you've got the possibility of putting your mat inside and your sleeping bag inside. So as for use cases, again, I would use this for tarp camping, mainly woodland, somewhere where I know it needs to be rugged. And if I'm not as concerned about the weight. So this one, the weight is around 800 grams, so it's quite heavy if you're doing a tarp camp or something on top of a mountain to carry up there. So going on to the hooped bivvy, this one is obviously different than the other ones, mainly because of this, the hoop in it, which just keeps the bivvy bag off your face. And because the water can't pool on the top, it's more like a tent. You can sleep through heavy rain in this without a tarp and you're going to stay completely dry. The downside with this one, because a lot of the time your face is going to be inside, you tend to have a lot more condensation, especially if it's in the rain. I haven't had much of a problem with this one yet, but I know in cold weather, if this is all sealed up, you're going to get wet inside from condensation, so you'll tend to have to open this a lot anyway. But use cases for this, for me, this would be more of something if I was going to take standalone. I didn't want to take a tarp. I just wanted a simple setup I was going to set up quickly. Usually if I was going to go up a mountain or something like that and just put it on the ridge and just take this and not worry about the shelter for cooking and stuff, this is ideal. This one weighs, I think it's around 1.2 kilo. So obviously it's slightly heavier than them, but you haven't got to take a tarp at all. This is just, it's like a mini tent. If you're not comfortable with tight spaces, you're probably not going to like this. You're probably going to prefer them because it's going to feel like you're just in a sleeping bag. The other benefit with this one, if you know there's going to be really bad wind and stuff like that, it's not going to fall down. It's not going anywhere. It's so low profile, it's just not going to fall down. One of the biggest considerations though you need to take on board with using a hoop bivvy is with one of these bivvy bags, you're going to have a tarp. So when you get to camp, if it's raining, getting changed and stuff like that, you're going to get changed into the tarp, you get into your dry kit, you can get in your bag. The problem is with this one, if you're not taking a tarp, you've got nothing. And if you get inside here and it gets wet, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. And even just getting in and out, because of the way these open, that they're open like this, the water can just come down. So if you're in heavy rain, you're sort of stuck inside a little bit. So with a lot of these, I wouldn't personally do it in really severe weather unless I know it's the type of thing I want to get in and stay in there. So there is enough space to keep it off your legs. There is a vent at the bottom to get airflow, and I've found that if you take a thin enough mat to put inside, like a mummy, you'll have a lot of space here where you can put kit, probably about that much. I'll just go around this one in case anyone's interested in getting one of these. So what I'll do is I'll put on the screen all the stats, the hydrostatic head, etc., and the weight. So yeah, this one, it just hooks there, and then underneath you've got a bug net. so you can sleep with it open if it's not raining too bad and you want some extra airflow. Obviously you've got your hoop, which is just one aluminium pole, quite thin. It just pegs in with a few pegs. It's really simple to set up. And then at the back and front, you've got these little supports which just keep it off your body, which is much more comfortable to sleep in. Obviously you've got the pegs to the little vent at the back. But I'll just quickly jump in these just to show you what it's like once you're in each one, and it'll give a little idea of the space. Obviously I've not got a sleeping bag with me, but it will give a little idea. So with all the ones I've got, it's all in through the top. Obviously this one's going to be the easiest. You just get in, slide yourself down, and then it does have a little toggle here where you can pull that out your face. And what I've seen people do before is add a cord there for extra stability. But yeah, as you can see, it's quite tight, and if I scoot right down, this is probably where I'd sleep, you do have space here. So it's not uncomfortable, but you will get condensation if it's cold and stuff like that and wet. So much the same with the Gore-Tex one. You just slide yourself down. Obviously you'd be in your bag. Usually you would get inside, you'd pull this up and then pull that cord, and just like a sleeping bag, pull the thing tight, and then if you was actually stuck outside, roll it over, make sure your head's covered, your mouth out, and it'd just be like a little tent. But yeah, there's mountains of room in here. You can fit your mat and your sleeping bag inside and be completely comfortable. You can get away with not taking a ground sheet, which I've done quite a bit. Obviously if the floor's soaking wet, it will come through though. So just to go over, that one would be the bivvy bag I would use in like woodland area, or if I know a lot of rain's going to come through, I'd just feel a bit safer with that one because it's Gore-Tex and it's quite thick. Because it's so big as well, just because this one's quite tight, you tend to be outside of it a little bit and you can get wet. So most of the time I'm using this as a sleeping bag protector, or if I've got a decent tarp, yeah, I'll just get inside this. So much the same, you just slide yourself down. Now with this one, if you put your mat inside here, it's going to be extremely tight. So it's more of you have your mat outside and just your sleeping bag in, but still loads of room to get inside. And you would do exactly the same thing you would with the rest. It's just that extra protection. One thing I do like about this Snugpak one is if you feel claustrophobic, you just push and you're straight out, and it's easier to get in. So when I use it as a sleeping bag protector, a lot of the time I'll have this open and just put my feet in it, and then it just protects your feet from touching the walls of your tent. So just to wrap up, lightweight bivvies, what I would call more of a heavyweight bivvy bag, and then your hooped bivvy. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you do like it, like and subscribe. You'll see some of my other videos come up now, and I'll catch you on the next one.